You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
Welcome back to the Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, November 2nd show. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I am your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We bring in studio each week the best of the best experts in all areas regarding your financing. We're here to help you build a strong financial blueprint. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We're here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show today. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. In studio right now, Jeff Dickinson of eXp Realty, the new HomeSTAR Homeownership Grant Program. Jeff, thank you for coming back in studio. It's been a little while since we've had you here.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, excited about our conversation today as well. And a little bit about Jeff. Over the years, Jeff has been involved in the development of apartments, office buildings, residential, condominiums, and self-storage facilities. His real estate practice includes extensive buyer and seller representation of residential properties throughout the Puget Sound region. Jeff is also the founder and director of Home Advantage Program, one of the most successful real estate teams. The primary focus is corporate employee representation with over 90 corporate clients, including Boeing, UW, King County, City of Seattle, and Harborview Medical Center. You have to be the best of the best. That's what the show is all about, bringing in the best of the best to get into corporations like this. And that's why Jeff is here with us in studio today.
Jeff, let's start out by talking about the HomeSTAR Grant Program. I know it's the title here, and so tell our listeners about it and what is it all about?
Yeah, pretty excited to introduce this program. It's a program that's been in development for about a year now, and it's really designed to help make home ownership a little bit more affordable here in the Puget Sound.
And we definitely need more affordability here in the Puget Sound.
Absolutely.
So, Jeff, who backs the HomeSTAR grant?
So in 2012, I formed a nonprofit called Lifestyle Advance. And Lifestyle Advance is in business it's an education at work foundation, so it provides financial and health wellness. Mm-hmm. In February of this year, we were able to get our federal nonprofit charter changed so that we could offer homeowner grants. So it's really exciting.
That is so exciting, Jeff, and so impressive that everything that you've been able to do with your business and corporations, and now to have a grant program as well is amazing.
Which leads me to the question that I'm sure everybody's curious about. What do you have to do? I mean, what's the qualification requirements for this HomeSTAR grant?
So that's the cool part. So, most of us know about the Washington State Housing Finance Commission program, the Home Advantage program that offers up to 4% down payment assistance. This program actually goes out of those bounds a little bit. It can be used for, certainly for down payment, up to 1% of the purchase price of the home, but it can be used for so much more. One of the biggest things it's being used for now is to get the income to debt ratios help them get more in line, or for a buyer to qualify for a little bit more. So we can actually use this to pay down or pay off debt before closing. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and paying off debt before closing it can make a huge impact because it's dollar for dollar. So each dollar you pay off in monthly liabilities is a dollar more that you can purchase. And obviously, depending on the down payment, you're about $50 to $70 a month per $10,000, which includes property taxes, insurance, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So it can make a big impact. $60 could be $10,000 in price. Huge.
Absolutely.
So, Jeff, what's the average amount for the HomeSTAR grant that you're using?
Yeah, so it's been running between $3,000 and $9,000. So the average is running about $5,000 in our market.
Yeah, you do a lot with $5,000.
Yeah.
So,
paying off debt.
Yeah.
So I know the Washington State Housing Assistance Program, if you sell or refinance, you have to pay it back. How does it work with the HomeSTAR grant?
Yeah, this is really a non-recourse. So you're given the money from the nonprofit, and it doesn't have to be paid back. I mean, Doesn't
cool
get
is
much
that?
better than that,
Yeah.
does it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Free
that's awesome.
money.
And then, a lot of the down payment assistance, you're looking at the house key through the Washington State Housing Finance Commission. There's a potential recapture tax. The Home Advantage doesn't have it, but there are other programs do. So I'm assuming there's no
Right.
recapture tax either.
No, this is a non-taxable event. IRS actually considers it an adjustment of the basis of the purchase price. So
Yeah. So
win-win.
let's talk about where the grant is approved. Is it approved for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD for FHA financing?
It is. It does comply for. We'll talk the IPC or the interested party contribution side. It's certainly fully compliant. On the down payment side, which makes up a very small part of what we do thus far, we have to get the employer involved because that still is one of the small little loopholes in Fannie Mae and Freddie or in HUD's criteria. So what we do is we actually encourage the client to get their employer involved, and if they can help provide, Lifestyle Advance actually pays the employer back. But if it's an employer contribution, then it's all
so
acceptable.
basically, basically the employer is gifting the funds, and
Correct.
then through the program, it's getting paid back to the employer, so they're not out any money.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the old grants that are not available right now,
Right.
but were before the financial meltdown, where the funds had to come from the seller. But there was
Right.
nonprofit organizations that would pay it back to the seller. And so kind of the similar thing to fit
Yeah.
within guidelines.
We're just not grossing up the purchase price to accommodate
That's very
that.
true, because that's exactly very good clarification there, because that's exactly what was happening.
So you kind of mentioned a little bit briefly about the HomeSTAR grant and what it could be used for as far as down payment assistance, and it sounds like you can expand on that a little bit. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, there's some other things that we've baked into the HomeSTAR grant that's pretty cool in a post-closed situation. So first of all, we have contracts with the major energy utilities, so they actually get a free energy audit of their home to figure out how to make their home more energy efficient, another opportunity to save. Number two is we're big professors and educators for mortgage acceleration, trying to educate them on finding ways of finding an extra $50 or $100, maybe $200-$300 a month, and applying that towards their mortgage to take their mortgage down from 30 years typically to maybe 20, 15 years. So they're saving an average of about $53,000 on that event alone. So pretty excited.
So, Jeff, what else makes HomeSTAR grant different from other down payment assistance programs that are available in the market today?
Probably the biggest things are the qualifications. So we have no income qualifications. We have no
Really?
requirement to be a first-time home buyer. So we are working with existing homeowners looking to buy up or buy down, things like that. So those are two real specific ones.
So there, the not having to be a first-time home buyer, there's a lot of options out there, but there's always income restrictions. How did you get around not having that? I mean, I guess this could be a whole show. And how did you
Right.
put this together?
Yeah, so we get funds from both private and public entities that provide the money to make this all happen. So I mean, literally just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. So that's why we have a lot more latitude than your typical state bond type nonprofits.
Jeff, well, you've gotten everybody pretty excited about this grant program. I know a lot of people with the affordability issues have tried other things and it doesn't work. Maybe this could be the answer for them. How the heck can people get some information to get in contact with you and with HomeSTAR and start getting the process of possibly getting the grant going?
Yeah, so a couple ways really quick. And one is go into the website, so www.homestargrant.org, and you'll have additional contact information. We have a couple of grant advocates that can answer any questions that you might have, or email us at info@homestargrant.org.
So, Jeff, can this be used in conjunction with like a Washington State Housing Finance Commission down payment assistant program where you're using this grant to pay off debt for qualifying and then using the Housing Commission grant for the down payment?
Yes, we're using it a couple different ways. One, as you mentioned, paying off debt, or just as that 5% overlay. So you're getting 4% from the Housing Commission, and we're adding another percent to that, and almost creating pretty close to a zero down opportunity for some of these buyers.
Yeah, and what about how many consumers that you think that you've helped so far?
We've helped about 30 some right at the moment. Our goal is about 3,000 this coming year. So we're really in our infancy. So just spreading the word and getting the word out. So
well, it's so as our coach / consultant Catherine mentioned, it's the small steps that you take every day, and you just do one additional thing a little bit better tomorrow than you were yesterday.
I have do you get kickback from the employers on this ever? I mean, I'm sure there's there's a lot of great companies that want to help their employees out there, but how's that response coming from employers? Just curious.
We're getting good response. So we have like Tacoma School District with their 5,000 employees are just really super stoked about this program.
Yeah. Well, and anytime you can have a better quality of life for your employers, you're going to be able to retain them with your company. And I mean, there's data everywhere that shows that. So the more the employers can do to keep their employees happy, they're going to be happier employees, which means they're going to be more productive. And if they're more productive, they're going to be liking their job more. And if they like their job more, it's less chance that they're going to leave and go somewhere else.
I would agree.
Absolutely.
Is it 1% always, or is there anything?
No, it is 1%. We've
so
just
every time
tagged
it's 1%.
Yeah, we've just tagged it to 1%. It's easy. Everybody can calculate 1%.
Which is a good chunk of change.
It's a good
really
chunk of
is.
change. We'll have to get and so what about, is there a maximum, it obviously has to stay within conforming balances, but will it do the high balances as well if you've got a loan amount of $726,500? In King and Snohomish, Pierce County, or
we have done a few of the jumbos and super jumbos in the $900,000 range for some Microsoft and Amazon employees. So far so good, but it is really on a one-off basis.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that the lender's on board.
Yeah, got it. So Jeff, as we're wrapping up our time here today, what would be a call of action if you're talking to someone that's listening today thinking about buying a property?
Well, I think it's a fantastic time to be buying property. We've had a little bit of the slowdown in the market, I feel, but interest rates are incredible and prices have come down a little bit. So I'd get out there and really take a strong look at it.
Yeah, great advice. And take a look before everybody else decides to take a look. And that's when we get through the holidays. So
exactly.
Get out there and take a look. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for coming back in studio. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much.
And this is your host, Tina Mitchell, signing off for the day.
And your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
And we'll be here, same time, same place, next weekend, right here at 1150 a.m. KKNW. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.